Book 4, Lesson 5. Abrupt. Abrupt. Adjective. Happening suddenly, without warning. When the bus made an abrupt stop, several people were thrown off balance.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which is more of an abrupt change? A snowstorm after a heat wave, or B, a slow rise in temperature over a month? If you said A, you are correct. Snowfall right after a heat wave would be a very sudden change.
Achieve. Achieve. Verb. To do what one sets out to do. Even though she was blind and deaf, Helen Keller achieved her goal of graduating from college. Achievement. Achievement. Noun. Something done that takes skill or effort. Landing astronauts on the moon was a great achievement.
Now let's review word meaning. True or false? Winning a marathon is an achievement. If you said true, you are right. It takes a lot of skill and effort to win a marathon.
Attempt. Attempt. Verb. To try, to make an effort. When I attempted to leave class early, the teacher asked me to wait until the period was over. Noun. A try. The athlete cleared the bar in the high jump on her third attempt.
Now let's review word meaning. Yes or no? When you attempt to solve a puzzle, you will definitely solve it. If you said no, you are correct. When you attempt to solve a puzzle, you are only trying to solve it. You may not actually succeed.
Contempt. Contempt. Noun. A feeling that someone or something is bad or unworthy. Their classmates felt nothing but contempt for those who refused to help the new student.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. You are more likely to feel contempt for A, a friend, or B, an enemy. If you said B, you're correct. People dislike their enemies and usually feel contempt for them.
Entertain. Entertain. Verb. Number 1. To interest and amuse. My little brother, Ramon, entertained himself for hours with his new paints. Number 2. To have guests. We entertained some old friends on Thanksgiving weekend. Number 3. To have in mind. Lynn is entertaining the idea of going to soccer camp next summer.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. An audience that feels entertained is most likely to A, smile, or B, yawn. If you said A, you are right. An entertained audience is amused by something. People are likely to smile if they are amused.
Glimpse. Glimpse. Verb. To get a quick look at. I glimpsed a black bear near our campground. Noun. A quick or hasty look. I was thrilled to get a glimpse of Pavarotti leaving the opera house.
Now let's review word meaning. True or false? If you glimpsed a statue, you would remember every detail about it. If you said false, you are correct. It would take more than a quick look to remember every detail about a statue.
Mock. Mock. Verb. to make fun of. Cinderella's stepsisters mocked her for thinking she could go to the ball. Adjective, not real, pretended. Mock turtle soup is really made of veal broth, not turtle meat.
Now let's review word meaning. Yes or no. People in a mock wedding are getting married. If you said no, you are correct. A mock wedding is a pretend wedding.
Persist. Persist. Verb. Number 1. To keep on doing or trying. In spite of many falls on the ice, I persisted and finally did a figure 8. Number 2. To go on and on. If this rain persists, we'll have to cut our vacation short. Persistence. Persistence. Noun. Sticking to something, not giving up. Emil's persistence was rewarded when the 10th law school he applied to accepted him. Persistent. Persistent. Adjective. Refusing to give up. The persistent reporter kept asking questions until she had found out all there was to know about the case.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. A persistent cold is likely to A. Go away quickly, or B. Bother someone for a long time. If you said B, you are right. A persistent cold would go on and on.
Persuade. Persuade. Verb. To win someone over by arguing or asking. Frank finally persuaded me to read The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Persuasive. Persuasive. Adjective. Having the power to persuade. Mary was so persuasive that we agreed to help her paint her room.
Now let's review word meaning. Yes or no. A persuasive essay is likely to change someone's mind. If you said yes, you're correct. If an essay is persuasive, its arguments are strong enough to win someone over.
Phase. Phase. Noun. A stage in a series of changes. The full moon is one of the phases of the moon.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which describes a phase in a butterfly's life? A. A caterpillar grows into a butterfly. Or B. A butterfly looks for food on a tree branch. If you said A, you are correct. A caterpillar changing into a butterfly is one stage in a butterfly's life.
Quaint. Quaint. Adjective. Odd or unusual in a pleasing or old-fashioned way. Wooden shoes seem quaint to Americans, but not to the people of Holland.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which is more likely to be called quaint? A. A modern skyscraper, or B. A country cottage. If you said B, you're right. Country cottages might be called quaint because they have become so old-fashioned.
Recall. Recall. Verb. Number 1. To remember. Do you recall what time we left for the soccer game? Number 2. To call or take back. The manufacturer recalled the cars because of a problem in the steering.
Now let's review word meaning. True or false? If you recall how to get somewhere, you are able to give people directions. If you said true, you are correct. When you recall how to get somewhere, you are able to remember the directions there.
Reject. Reject. Verb. To refuse to accept or use. The school board rejected the plan for the new gym because its cost was excessive. Reject. Reject. Noun. Something that falls short of what is acceptable. Peter buys factory rejects at the pottery store for much less than the price of perfect pieces.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which is a jewel collector likely to reject? A, a diamond, or B, a plastic pearl? If you said B, you are right. A plastic pearl is not a real jewel. A jewel collector probably wouldn't accept it.
Revise. Revise. Verb. Number 1. To go over carefully in order to correct or improve. I don't like to revise my stories, but I have to admit they get better when I do. Number 2. To change in order to bring up to date. The publishers of that dictionary revise it every 8 or 10 years.
Now let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which might need to be revised? A, a 10-year-old textbook, or B, a brand new dictionary? If you said A, you're correct. A 10-year-old textbook probably needs to be brought up to date or revised. A brand new dictionary does not need to be revised yet.
Sensitive. Sensitive. Adjective. Number 1. Quick to notice or feel. My doctor is very sensitive to my feelings. Number 2. Easily affected by even slight change. Film used in cameras is very sensitive to light.
Now let's review word meaning. Yes or no. An alarm sensitive to motion would probably go off if you walked by it. If you said yes, you're correct. A motion-sensitive alarm would probably notice even the smallest movements.
Next, let's move to today's story, A Life That Changed. Hans Christian Andersen's famous story, The Ugly Duckling, tells of a little duckling that looks different from others. The duckling is mocked for being odd. The little creature turns out not to be a duck at all, but a beautiful swan. From a quick glimpse into the life of the author, we learn that a dramatic change took place in Andersen's own childhood. He also took a long time to fit in and to find a special place for himself. Hans Christian Andersen was born in Denmark in 1805. His father was a shoemaker who struggled to make a living. Hans always felt loved by his parents. He had a happy childhood. He had no brothers or sisters. Andersen was a sensitive child who lived in a private world of his own. His greatest joy was a toy theater his father made for him. The little boy entertained his parents by putting on plays. He dressed the people of his little toy theater in quaint clothes that he made himself. When Hans was 11, his father died. The young boy's life changed abruptly. He had to go to work, but he failed at every job he attempted. His fellow workers could not understand the strange boy who spent all his time daydreaming. They treated him with contempt, making his life miserable. When he was 14, Hans persuaded his mother to let him go to the big city of Copenhagen. He tried to get work there as an actor, but was unsuccessful. He also tried dancing and singing, but he was not very good at these either. He tried writing plays, but theater owners rejected them. In this phase of his life, he didn't seem to fit in anywhere. But Andersen persisted in his efforts to be a writer. Over the next 15 years, he wrote poems, travel articles, novels, and plays. He worked very hard, taking care to revise each sentence carefully until he got the words just right. No one paid much attention to his work, however, until he began writing fairy tales. He did not have to search for ideas for these. All he had to do was recall the stories his father had told him when he was a little boy. He wrote more than 150 wonderful fairy tales. Achieving fame at last, he became one of the best-loved writers in the world. You will read one of his stories in the next lesson. The end.